The war on the Eastern Front was a conflict of ideologies. On the one hand, German National Socialism, and on the other, Soviet Communism. Both sides loathed each other in a far more visceral way than the fighting between the Germans and British and French troops in the West. The Soviet population had been actively denigrated as Slavic subhumans by Nazi propaganda, leading to great cruelty and suffering as the Germans advanced eastwards.
A man is placed upon the steps, a baby cries, and high above you then hear the church bells start to ring.
It's a story not easily forgotten, the poop train. For months in 2017 and 18, it rolled into Jefferson County, carrying human waste from parts of New York and New Jersey. People living in West Jefferson, Adamsville, and Graysville were terrorized by an odor that some described as a decomposing body.
We never thought it was gone because I knew that that Big Sky was very aggressive at getting this waste into this area and making the money they're going to make.
How much weight, and it's how long and how far and how many times. Oh, before it's too late.
And Brassfield was right. For the last few months, he's heard rumors about Big Sky Environmental building their own rail spur on their property.
Walk me through this one. Don't leave me alone.
This month, the Alabama Department of Environmental Management confirmed those suspicions. These are pictures taken by an ADEM inspector on February 1st. They noted a newly constructed rail spur and 8 empty rail cars. So what's being hauled into the rail yard here at Big Sky? Well, documents show it could be that out-of-state human waste. Since November, at least 3 different wastewater facilities from New York and New Jersey have received permits to dump their waste here at Big Sky.
It happened before, and people have a short memory. They have already forgotten it.
If you could only crack the code, you'd finally understand.
In the summer of 1944, a massive Soviet offensive threatened to overrun Nazi strongholds throughout Poland.
Do you think you would trade it all the pain and suffering? Oh, but then you would have missed the beauty of the land upon this earth and the sweetness of the leaves. Call on angels, call on angels, walk me through this one, don't leave me alone. Call on angels, call on angels. We're trying, we're hoping, but we're not sure. Calling all angels, calling all angels, walk me through this, don't leave me alone. Call all angels, call all angels. We're trying, we're hoping, we're hurting, we're loving, we're crying, we're calling, 'cause we're not sure how this goes.
And we are ready to respond decisively to Russian attack on Ukraine, which is still very much a possibility. Though all the events of the last few weeks and months, this has been our approach, and it remains our approach now. The Russian defense minister reported today that some military units are leaving their positions near Ukraine. That would be good, but we have not yet verified that. We have not yet verified the Russian military units are returning to their home bases. Indeed, our analysts indicate that they remain very much in a threatening position. And the fact remains, right now, Russia has more than 150,000 troops encircling Ukraine and Belarus and along Ukraine's border. An invasion remains distinctly possible. The United States and NATO are not a threat to Russia. Ukraine is not threatening Russia. Neither the U.S. nor NATO have missiles in Ukraine. We do not have plans to put them there as well. We're not targeting the people of Russia. We do not seek to destabilize Russia. To the citizens of Russia, you are not our enemy. And I do not believe you want a bloody, destructive war against Ukraine, a country and a people with whom you share such deep ties of family, history, and culture. We are not seeking direct confrontation with Russia, though I've been clear that if Russia targets Americans in Ukraine, we will respond forcefully. And if Russia attacks the United States or our allies through asymmetric means, like disruptive cyber attacks against our companies or critical infrastructure, we are prepared to respond. If Russia does invade in the days and weeks ahead, the human cost for Ukraine will be immense. And the strategic cost for Russia will also be immense. If Russia attacks Ukraine, it'll be met with overwhelming international condemnation. The world will not forget that Russia chose needless death and destruction. Invading Ukraine will prove to be a self-inflicted wound. The United States and our allies and partners will respond decisively. The West is united and galvanized. Today, our NATO allies and the alliance is as unified and determined as it has ever been. And the source of our unbreakable strength continues to be the power, resilience, and universal appeal of our shared democratic values. To be clear, if Russia decides to invade, that would also have consequences here at home. But the American people understand that defending democracy and liberty is never without cost. This is a cause that unites Republicans and Democrats. And I want to thank the leaders and members of Congress of both parties who've forcefully spoken out in defense of our most basic, most bipartisan, most American principles. I will not pretend this will be painless. There could be impact on our energy prices. So we are taking active steps to alleviate the pressure on our own energy markets and offset raising prices. We're coordinating with major energy consumers and producers and prepared to deploy all the tools and authority at our disposal.
Don't leave me alone. Calling all angels, calling all angels. We're trying, we're hoping, but we're not sure how. On every day you gaze upon the sunset with such love and intensity. Why, it's almost as if you could only crack the code, you'd finally understand what this all means. Ah, but if you could, do you think you would? I'd trade it all the pain and suffering. Ah, but then you would have missed the beauty of the light upon